Constitutions require patriots. Our state and federal constitutions are not self-enforcing documents. Although the U.S. Constitution is the supreme law in America, it is strictly limited to the 18 specific powers granted by the states who have their own constitutions that are the supreme law in their state. Constitutions were separate contracts by state patriots to serve their citizens. State and federal constitutions establish a dual sovereignty of honor by the balancing of governing authority of our federal and state governments. No constitution has words that can leap off the page and enforce themselves. Our state and federal constitutions have dual sovereignty, but are ignored by every citizen enforces both constitutions or lives as an ignorant slave. Have we not had enough slavery in our nation that all races beg for more? Every citizen enjoys our God-given blessings of liberty, but unless we also do our duties as citizens to know and live by our American system of fundamental principles of law and government, our blessings will be stolen. The greatest threat to our God-given liberty is God's people. God's people are 83% of the people in America. But of the 63 million Christians, only half are even registered to vote, and only 17 million voted in the last 2 national elections. Selfish apathy of God's people makes us all suffer as slaves to our masters in Washington, D.C., who have destroyed the America we were given at birth. We are all slaves to an aristocracy now who control us all because 46 million of God's people are too busy, too lazy, too selfish to do the duty of every citizen. Does any true citizen have any excuse to not register and vote? No. Does any true patriot have any excuse to not be informed supervisors of our citizen servants elected to office? No. Does God's people have any excuse for refusing to vote for God's interests? No. How will you answer God? Did you care enough to defend His honor, His ways, and His gift of liberty? Or were you too busy? What's your answer going to be? God's ungrateful people sold our liberty to the aristocracy of political parties. No longer are we a republic with dual sovereignty of state and federal, because our state is a slave to federal funding, which is over 40% of our state budget. So our state government has become slaves to their masters and sold we the people into slavery, selling our grandchildren into economic slavery, cultural slavery, and now even religious slavery. Openly advocating for Muslims against Christians. Without a whimper from God's people, much less outrage, our federal aristocracy owns businesses who compete against privately owned businesses in the automobile industry, the healthcare industry, the health insurance industry. These are illegal, blatant Constitution violations. At lightning unprecedented speed, our twice-elected president declares he is not doing exactly what he is doing because God's people have no clue. God's people will not even devote the 15 minutes required to read our constitutions personally. or invest time to be informed and vote. Our Congress aristocracy approved every illegal action and even funded every penny of it by raising the debt ceiling time after time to write new post-dated checks in overdraft our precious grandchildren will have to cash. Hot checks are illegal for citizens, but not for Congress. We should jail both. State legislators are true citizen legislators. Surely they would interpose between their state citizens and the federal government attacking America's dual sovereignty foundations. Our congresspersons refuse to perform their sworn duties, to impeach, to not allow hot checks, to supervise, to become the root of the problem, not the solution. And all political parties are guilty. Unless we the people demand state and federal elected leaders renounce the unconstitutional illegal actions by the federal government, all three branches are at fault, and act on their sworn duties from allegiance to their loved ones, friends, and neighbors, we are not United States or the America we love. For America to survive, the constitutions, the rule of law, must be understood and enforced by every citizen to supervise our elected state and federal representatives. America is a gift from God Jehovah for His purposes. Would we stand by and do nothing as we watch His great gift to us destroyed? God forbid it. God forgive us for allowing your great gift of liberty to be sold by your people who are just too busy to care enough to do their basic citizen duties. Open the eyes and ears of the hearts of your people in America. The 46 million who claim to be Christians but willingly sold our nation into slavery of evil masters in both political parties who invoke your name but despise your ways. God convict the 46 million American Christians who refuse to invest 15 minutes to read their constitutions, to know the rules so they can do their duties to enforce them and supervise all elected officials. God expects all 63 million American Christians to be the head and not the tail of this nation, not willingly give up their liberty by refusing to be educated, informed citizens who pray for wisdom to elect Christian servants to every office at every level. Vote.